I'm responsible for managing 11,000 acres, or 4,500 hectares in today's money, of green space around London. And we look after that for the benefit of protecting the landscape and also ensuring that all the open spaces are accessible for the communities that they serve. The current biggest challenge is dealing with so many different agencies. As you can imagine, for example, with Epping Forest, which is our largest green space, we've got 7 different local authorities that we're working with. So it's all the different range of partnerships. And we're, of course, going through such challenging times financially at the moment, so that everybody is finding those partnerships very hard to deliver. The Parks Alliance is seeking to be the voice for UK parks. So it's, at the moment, an informal group. We hope to make it a formal organisation fairly soon, of all sorts of agencies who are particularly interested and recognise the importance of public parks, public green spaces, and see that currently the lack of investment in those green spaces and the lack of funding from local authorities is putting them at risk. So these are all sorts of agencies, both charities, local authorities, but also consultants, contractors, and of course the Landscape Institute. The Parks Alliance is needed because at the moment the local authority funding for all our green spaces is under significant threat. And we need one voice to talk with politicians, ministers, to actually get proper recognition that we need to tackle this issue now. It's not obvious to the public at the moment, but in the next few years people will start to recognise that the grass in these areas is not being cut, the litter is building up. So we've got to find a future funding mechanism that will work for the whole of the country, not just London. Open space matters, and so much as far as I'm concerned. That's why I've always been working in this part of the industry. For me, it's the importance of everyday life for children, for young people, being able to have somewhere to go and roam freely without being stopped in the good old days by the park keeper saying keep off the grass. But it's the ability to provide accessible green space for people's health and well-being. That's the formal sense, but I'm sure you remember as a child the pleasure you got from being able to play informally with your friends, being able to climb trees, being able to play cricket, being able to kick a ball around, whatever it is. And it's not just that, but it's also the value it is for everybody. We've got these increasing obesity levels, increasing pressures on population growth, and these green spaces can help resolve many of those issues. I think green spaces matter to older people because when one of the things they provide is the social interaction opportunities. Many older people are particularly good dog walkers, and one of the great things about dog walking is the ability to look after each other. Great example recently, my elderly mother, who has a dog, has been able to not been able to walk the dog because she's had an operation, and as a result all the dog walkers have offered to walk the dog for her. So not only does she meet them still, but the dog is exercised as well. But there are lots of examples of that sort of interaction which is so important.